Welcome to the Astro Love podcast. I'm Angel Love.
And I'm Astro Queen.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Yay.
Can I just say, this
What?
is our second podcast this month.
Yes.
We have expanded already just by being much more present with our podcast. So yeah, I think we deserve a congratulations.
We do. And we're building our confidence as well. Doing this podcast, because this is the first time we're doing any kind of podcast. Not sure, we just jumped into it, not sure what we're doing. We just knew we had a love for astrology. And
well, let's make it clear though, we've been working, you and I, together for years.
we've had we started off with a cult lounge.
A cult lounge, which is still our baby. But later on,
you know, we've turned that into the Astro Love podcast for now. Maybe a cult lounge will revive later on at some point. And we just wanted to share our love for astrology. That was our main one, and divination as well. So we're into other stuff, but astrology is the base, our foundation.
It's our foundation, it's our baby. And our aim is to delve into transpersonal psychology as well, where we bridge the gap between science and spirituality, and just have conversations that you and I have every time we speak.
Exactly, just talking about our everyday lives using the energy of the planets.
Ultimately that's what we do. That's what we like to do, and just to build understanding and inform ourselves and support our our journey called life through healing and connection. So this is actually the cosmic news.
We can call it that. We can call it, because we haven't really put a name to it before. So today we're birthing the cosmic news. And it's,
can I just say, whilst Jupiter is trining Mercury.
Wow.
And Jupiter's to do with luck and abundance and expansion and information of higher
learning.
learning.
It's perfect. And the time is 4:21, and it's the 16th of September. So
16th of September. Wow.
Exactly.
But this podcast is coming out for the 28th of September.
So
we were ahead of time. We did doing Virgo stuff and being like...
But there's nothing wrong with being ahead of the time, you know? Like...
It's structure.
It's structure, you know. So before we begin, I just want to do a prayer. It is really small on my screen.
Oh, go for it.
Bear with me. But it's like the Lord's Prayer, but a cosmic version.
Okay.
I think it's to do with the scenes. So bear with me. So, O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out a space with us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desires. Endow us with wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Unite the tangled threads of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth power and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. So be it.
Amen. Thank you so much for that. That sounded very Libra to me.
I'm gonna put this on our page, Astro Love podcast. So if you've not liked, subscribed, please do that on our Instagram page and also on our YouTube page. That's the Astro Love podcast.
Thank you for that. We like to quote at the beginning of our podcast. Helps to ground the energy as well.
Exactly. So with that being, we're still in Virgo season. So my favourite season. So I'm not mad about that. We're in there. It was retrograde for the whole of it.
Mercury was retrograde.
Yeah.
But it's okay because at the time that we release this podcast, which is going to be the 28th-ish, on the 30th, he's going to come out of post-shadow phase.
Yeah.
So at this time, he's already gone direct. He went direct yesterday. But we're still feeling the essence of the madness of retrograde until he comes out fully of post-shadow phase, which will be on the 30th. Then we can live our lives, hopefully much more forward-thinking and proceed with any plans that we have, and there's no interruptions until he goes retrograde again in December, where he's retrograde in Capricorn and in Sagittarius, but we'll talk about that nearer the time.
Okay, yes, and Mercury retrogrades 4 times a year.
It's 4 times a year, yeah, 4 times. But I think he goes retrograde 3 times this year.
3 times, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep.
Okay.
Thank God, because it seeps into the following year.
Because it seems like we're always in a retrograde. Every minute you want to do something. So make note of when the retrogrades are.
Yeah.
Actually, we should do that for our next podcast. Give everyone advance notice so that when they need to do something, they know they need to do it like 2 weeks before before the retrograde starts.
Yeah.
There's a pre-shadow phase as well, but it's up to you
what you do with that.
What you do with that. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't believe it when I found out there's a pre and a after shadow. Like, what?
Are you kidding? That means the whole retrograde.
Exactly. It lasts longer than what it does.
Yeah, because the actual retrograde is 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But actually, it's 2 weeks either side where we get a pre and a post. And it's like we're still experiencing. And sometimes the pre and a post is worse than the actual retrograde itself. So it's like we don't really escape it until we're out of both sides, the pre and the shade.
Exactly. And I guess the same with all the retrogrades, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got a pre and shadow.
Like Venus as well. Yeah, snap.
So even though Venus is over, the retrogrades are, we're still in the shadow phase till October the 4th.
Yeah, I believe so. We'll go into that. But meanwhile, though, just really quickly, how was your... I mean, we're still in Virgo season, I guess, but how have you utilized that energy before we speak about the Libra season?
So, I guess the motto for Virgo is I analyze, and I was analyzing myself, analyzing every part, what I'm doing, where I'm going. A few years back, I was looking at my solar returns just to see if they match, and they were matching with my life.
Yeah.
So I'm now in a 12th house phase.
Yes.
And
because you've just had a birthday.
Yeah. So I've just had my birthday. I'm now in a 12th house phase. So
what's 12th house?
So 12th house is, and I'm sorry, it's not solar return. Perfection. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I'm not solar return. Yeah. So I'm
We're
in
still
perfection.
In the post shade. Don't worry.
Yeah. So perfection. Yeah. I'm in a 12th house. Yeah. So I'm studying. I'm going to be home a lot. Working. I'm doing more voluntary work. I'm doing more therapy work. Then next year I'll be in my first house when it's my next birthday.
Yes.
So that means I would have finished my course.
Yeah.
It'll be about me coming out. So I've looked and seen, am I in sync?
And you're in
with
sync.
My perfection, and also looking at my solar return. And I am.
Yeah.
So I can see how it fits, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. And you've done this analysis during the Virgo season?
Yes, I've looked at it I have looked at it before, but I've re-looked.
And that's the Mercury retrograde. Oh my God. You see. So let me just repeat that just to clarify. So you checked your perfected year. So every year we basically experience a particular theme in our lives.
Yeah.
And astrology shows us what that theme is. Yeah. So you basically checked your perfection year for what your theme would be from your birthday until your next birthday.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're in the 12th house, which is to do with isolation, going within, reflect. It's a very reflective time. I know that the 12th house can be very hard actually, but it also depends on your natal chart too and how you experience that 12th house. But you're saying you're basically secluding yourself and isolating yourself to study more, to do your therapeutic studying, because you're also in therapy as well, which is very 12th house, because you're now tapping into your inner world. And then by next year you would have completed, so you would have started your first house perfected energy, which is the most potent house of the zodiac, which is to do with yourself, your actual body, who you are, you would have completed your course and asserted yourself as a counselor, essentially, and coming out to the world. No more isolation.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess I'm working in sync with the perfection. Cool. So the perfection works. We'll do that another time, but it's like your first. So every house has a year of your birth.
Yeah.
So I think it goes in 12 years. So your first house will be 0, I think, to 12, and
0 to 12.
It would be complicated to for me to just explain that. So I won't explain it. But yeah, so every birthday you'll be in a different house. So it's 1 to 12. So now I'm in my 12th house.
Yeah. Okay. And the theme is basically going within, hiding yourself. All right, that's really cool. I guess for me, in terms of my Virgo situation, I've definitely done a lot of cleaning, and I've been very conscious about my health, juicing more, getting my partner to juice more. I've got exercise on my mind. I just need to find the time. I've been much more conscious about taking notes and highlighting things and using my tools to be much more structured, organizing my notes on my iPhone, and just those little things that mean a lot, that really help, I suppose, run my day much more effectively. I've really tried to work on that. Mercury retrograde obviously has made it a little bit tricky in places, but I don't know, I've not found it that bad though. But I think seeing it out in the world, how Mercury retrograde has impacted, it's been a bit nuts. I don't know if you... Actually, yesterday, there was a huge situation in Gatwick where there was like delays and cancellations of planes. And I found that very interesting because it was on the last day of Mercury retrograde. So he stationed direct yesterday. So when the planet stations, that energy is really powerful. And I felt like that was quite kind of symbolic of him, like going like, oh, this is the last hurrah. Let me just mess everything up.
Let me give you your last licks.
Before I go. And I'm just like, oh my days. I think one of the worst things is being stuck in an airport. You know, and there was so much of that all throughout Virgo season.
Oh my gosh, throughout, yes.
So much of that, definitely. And also like strikes, as always. We always anticipate strikes during the Mercury retrograde, issues with buses and trains and things like that. Your usual stuff. But I think it was much more intensified this time around because Mercury was actually in his own sign of Virgo.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, let's move on because as always we're conscious of time and we'll talk about this all day.
Exactly.
But on the 23rd of September, we come out of Virgo season and we enter Libra season.
Yay! So we're happy birthday. Happy solar return to all Libras.
Yeah, happy solar returns to all Libras. It's also on the 23rd. Also marks the day of the Autumn Equinox.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. You and I would have gone to like Glastonbury maybe to celebrate the equinox. We considered it before, but we realised our schedules don't fit that. But that's something we would do. We would really mark the day by celebrating on a more deeper spiritual level.
Equal day and night. That's
equinox. That's what the equinox is. It represents the equal day and equal night. So
before the clocks go back.
Oh yeah, did it go back soon?
October.
Is it October?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then what do we have next? We've got a full moon. Well, we just had a new moon in Virgo. When was that?
So that was on the 14th.
Was that on the 14th?
Well, yeah, so that's just gone like a couple of days. So you're still in time to do any rituals.
No, not at the time on the 28th of September when this is released. No, that's gone. But we did speak about it last time in the last podcast, how, we gave some advice around that. But yeah, so hopefully we would have used that energy to kind of set our intentions. But the full moon in Aries.
Yeah, on the 29th.
On the 29th. That's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's about... Full moons is about... It cultivates the energies. It's the culmination of energy.
It's the completion. It's throwing away what we no longer need.
It's the climax of the lunar cycle, and it's when the moon reaches its maximum brightness. So I think I mentioned this last time, but every time there's a full moon, my sleep is always messed up. Like I find it very hard to sleep. Yeah. And because I'm Cancer rising, my chart is ruled by the moon. I'm so sensitive to the moon cycle. So I'm moody. As moody as anything. My partner will be the first to tell you. But yeah, so when the moon is full, especially in Aries, we need to watch out for that. But generally, when the moon is full, there's emotional intensity behind the moon's energy. Emotions are heightened. We might find out we drink more. I definitely have my wine during this time.
Yeah, okay.
That's a way, I guess, one of the ways that I cope when the moon is intensified like that. But it's a good time for manifestation and releasing. So full moons are seen as a time for manifestation, to release. It's a time when intentions are set at the new moon. Or it's a time when intentions set at the new moon may come to fruition during the full moon. And because it's in Aries, this is where energy is very heightened. Yeah,
definitely.
Very heightened. There's a lot of passion, so expect a lot of passion. Expect a lot of determination to take action in whatever your desires are at the time. It's definitely a time for self-expression and addressing personal wants and needs and desires. But be mindful, because Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the warrior god, and he likes to fight, whether it's fighting for justice or fighting for fairness, or even fighting for evil, whatever the case may be. As long as he's fighting and he has a cause, he will go ahead and do that, and it'd be impulsive. There'd be no thought behind it. So when the moon is in Aries, that's very intense. So be mindful of conflict and that fiery energy.
Yeah, think before you act. This is the time. If you have a motto, think before you act. That's all you have to say to yourself. Think before you act. Especially if you're a fiery person and you got that moon in Aries already. Now it's in there and it's giving you that extra energy. And you know how you are already, and you're just gonna lay it off on people. Yeah. Think before you act.
Do you know anybody with moon in Aries? Didn't we have a friend that had moon in Aries?
I can't remember.
Oh, do you know, celebrity-wise, I feel like Cardi B has moon in Aries.
Oh, is it?
I feel like she does.
Okay, I can look up.
Hence her fiery, emotional
or Scorpio,
name.
one of them too.
Yeah.
I think she's a Libra.
She's a Libra for sure. She's a Libra. So, and she collaborates a lot, doesn't she? She actually does a lot of
collaborations. Yeah. She's actually, when she has that obviously from Love and Hip Hop. I didn't really watch it, but from what I've seen of her, she was very fiery, kind of like a nasty kind of character.
Was she?
Yeah, because she was always fighting.
I feel like her moon's in Aries.
She was always fighting, but then she had the nice side. So there's the two sides. So the balance of the Libra is all there. She was fighting. Yeah, over a man there. I mean, you know, those reality shows, it's hard to say who's the person between the actual show, what they want you to do. I don't know how it runs, if they get scripted, how real it is. But that's how she came across.
But I feel like if we talk about it from a spiritual perspective, she's got, even if she's being told what to do, there's going to be an essence of that character, which is her. Yeah,
she's part of a gang, isn't she? The Bloods, I think it is.
I did not know that.
She's affiliated.
Please tell me.
She's affiliated. Didn't you see with the one she did Blueface? She was in red and he was in the blue. She's I'm sure she's blood affiliated somehow.
I don't
know where I got that from, but I'm sure that's right.
Anyways, let me know when you've got her moon. Let me know. I'm very curious. But yes, so full moon in Aries, something to definitely watch out for. And then we've got, in terms of more cosmic news,
her moon is in Aries. They don't have her
I knew it.
time, but it's got her moon is in Aries.
So that makes her very emotionally volatile.
She's fiery. She's all about law and order. She's always sticking up for people, injustices. And she uses her Instagram for those type of things.
She does go to court a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And Libra rules courts and injustice.
She's always speaking up for people, so you can definitely see that in her.
And she'll fight her way until she feels like she's accomplished her goal. Yeah. All right, so anyways, that's basically what we've seen of her. That's our observation. We don't know Cardi B, obviously.
Yeah.
But what we can add to the cosmic news is the fact that Mercury, we already mentioned Mercury fully direct from the 30th of September, right? Did I give a date for that? I can't even remember.
I can't remember.
Okay, so with Mercury is still in the post shadow phase, so considering that we're talking about the 28th of September, please bear this in mind. Mercury will go fully direct and out of post shadow phase on the 30th of September, so we can breathe easy moving forward. We have spoken about Mercury being retrograde in our previous podcast, so please, if you want to learn more on that, refer back to the previous podcast. Jupiter is retrograde still. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion, the planet of philosophies and belief systems. He's also connected to law, actually. But when he goes retrograde, it's all about revisiting our opportunities and going back to opportunities where growth can take place, because Jupiter is all about growth.
And that's the beauty of the retrograde. It gives us the opportunity to go back on things, revisit, strengthen things, especially with Jupiter, the law of contracts and all those types of things. That's something that you could during that time revisit. So retrogrades are not bad.
They're not bad, but they're seen as bad, but they're not bad
because they just delay you in what you want to do. That's why. But if we use it wisely to revisit things, reanalyze, go over things, you will see that the beauty of having those retrogrades, and because we have so many throughout the year, it's needed. But
so Jupiter is also seeking for us to reflect on our beliefs, because again, he rules belief systems. So, what are your goals? What are your values? What are your beliefs? Do you still feel like they fit your life and who you are? Or have you picked up other people's values and belief systems along the way? Like, it's time to filter through that and do a life check. Also, in terms of Jupiter retrograde, it's about internal growth. So instead of seeking external expansion, this encourages inner growth. So you might discover through, meditation or yoga or just journaling, new perspectives that come out of you and new wisdoms that come out of you that help define who you are now to this moment. And also this is Jupiter's connected to luck. So luck, we might not feel as lucky when he's retrograde because opportunities are delayed. So that's just something to bear in mind.
He's a gifter. Might as well call him Father Christmas 24/7 already.
Yeah, it's true though. And I feel like Jupiter rules Pisces and rules Sagittarius. And both signs are very, very generous. Because Jupiter but Pisces is generous on a spiritual kind of like, ethereal, intangible, not tangible, it's intangible word, I don't know. Level, I guess, is much more like healing, whereas Sagittarius is much more giving in Father Christmas way. I feel it's much more, I don't know, but they like Sagittarius like fun and adventure, and so they're willing to take you along with that, and along whilst you're going on their journey, they'll buy you drinks and probably hook everybody up with the car, and I don't know, there's that level of generosity. But anyways, I've digressed. So that was Jupiter. Saturn is still retrograde. And he went retrograde. When did he go retrograde? On the 17th of June. And we know Saturn's slow, isn't it?
It's so slow.
Saturn is so slow. But he will remain retrograde all the way until the 4th of November.
Not long, actually.
We're nearly there. But again, Saturn goes retrograde, is retrograde, and that's about introspection, reviewing long-term goals. Because Saturn again is about responsibilities and commitments.
Facing your fears.
Because he's linked to fears. Facing your fears.
Structure, how you structure your time, what you do with your time, like how are you working. Is everything in place? Is everything working well for you? You know, it's about building firm foundations as well, like making sure that you're solid on the ground. So if you're building a business, it's time to go back and check and say, well, have you done all the paperwork? Have you dotted all the I's, the T's? Is a contract signed? You know, the property that you think you've leased, is it really for 3 months? You know, and it's meant to be, or can the landlord come in and take it from? It's just little things like that you may not have observed, but it's time to just actually don't let your ego get in the way just to go over things. You know, whether you're going to buy a house, it's just time to go over the paperwork and just look and see, well, is there something that you missed, or ask a question? You never know. You never know. And it's giving everyone the opportunity, not some people, everyone has this opportunity to use the energy for what it's meant to be used for. So
good points, and very centered around, you mentioned like offices and homes. That's all Saturn's essence of stability. But he also requires us to take accountability with responsibility, and take accountability in general.
Exactly. If you don't take accountability, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's the stern master. He will teach you your lessons. So where are you not taking accountability? Also, there's going to be, with Saturn, delays and obstacles, because again, it's retrograde. So when it comes to achieving your goals and solidifying it and actually see its manifestation form the way in which you would want, it might take some time to build, just because we're working with Saturn, and Saturn is all about patience.
Yeah.
Oh, Saturn is linked to karma.
Yes. Definitely.
Karma. So Saturn is associated with karma and life lessons. So during the retrograde, it might be worthwhile just revisiting any karmic patterns, and it's where you have the opportunity to break free of those karmic patterns and to actually learn from your past mistakes.
And actually karma, I remember karma is like an action word, and it's not just, I think people focus on karma as something negative. It's actually something positive that could come into your life as well. So not necessarily it's always going to be something negative that you don't like. It could, there's positive stuff in there too. Yeah,
that's a very good point. And I think we can just leave on a lighter note, because Saturn is heavy. And we spoke about Saturn briefly, but I can already feel the weight of his energy. But Venus just came out of retrograde. She came out of retrograde, I don't know when. I can't remember. But she'll be out of the post-shadow.
September the 4th. I can't remember. But yeah, go.
Yeah. Not that long ago. So I need to come much more... See, I didn't do my Virgo stuff on this one. Much more on point. But anyways, the most important part, I guess, is that she is out of shadow phase on October the 23rd. But we spoke about in our last podcast what Venus retrograde can lead to, where we said, I remember you said it's not a good time for starting new relationships, but it's definitely a good time for separation and divorces and things like that. So I've been keeping an eye on that.
Okay.
Angel Love. And I must say that I've seen a lot of like breakups and separations all throughout social media, and I've got a list of a few. Okay, go ahead. Shall I name them? Okay, so during the kind of Venus retrograde, Joe Jonas from the band Jonas, I don't follow them, but one of the Jonas brothers, one of them his name's Joe, has filed for divorce from Sophie Turner. I don't know who Sophie Turner is.
Sophie Turner is the girl from what's that big program?
Is she an actress?
Yeah, so that program, I can't remember, where they all dress up like Viking eras. It's so big, but I forgot the name. But yeah, Sophie Turner's an actress.
I'm just checking now.
I remember they had the kings and the queens and their family
got
murdered. Tyrion, the Dragon Queen. What's that program?
Do you mean Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Oh, she's is she the really pretty one with the platinum hair?
With the blonde. No.
Oh, it's not her.
No. She's the one that had to marry she ends up, I think she gets raped on TV.
Ooh.
She had to marry one of the kings, but her family gets wiped out like near the beginning. I think that's Sophie Turner. I'm sure that's her.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, fans of the both of them, or of Joe or of Sophie, were going absolutely crazy when they heard about the divorce. But I don't know how true this is, but I read that Joe was very laid back and much more introverted, whereas Sophie is much more extroverted and she likes to be out there and party and having fun and living her life, whereas, you know, Joe was the opposite of that, and that probably had an impact on the decision to divorce. So
yeah, I did see something about that he was at home with the kids, but she was actually working.
They got kids?
I believe so.
Oh, this is sad. This makes this a bit sad to hear, actually. I didn't know that. Another couple that I was a bit disheartened by, because I'm just like, I kind of followed them, well, a little bit, because, you know, social media, you get privy to information you didn't even ask for, and before you know it, you've delved into it, and you're like, damn, how did this happen? But Gianni May, she's one of the hosts of the TV show called The Real. Oh,
with Yeezy, yeah. I saw that yesterday.
They just had a baby. They just got married, so it looked like their life was really progressing, you know, really nicely. And then they're literally announced on the 15th, on the day of the Mercury retrograde. So it makes me wonder. I'm questioning this a little bit, whether they go back together. I don't know. But he's the one that filed for divorce. So there's no information on that. Tina Knowles is a big one. She filed for divorce. She's been married to Richard Lawson since 2015, and during the retrograde she filed for divorce as well. So yeah, just very interesting. I think on a personal level, I really worked towards being conscious about, and I mentioned it last time, about my relationship and how I wanted to kind of like learn and be, you know, a better partner. And my partner and I both have done that, and I don't know, I feel like we've come out the other side. And the other day I was like, yeah, we survived Venus retrograde, like, you know, despite some of the hiccups that we experienced, like we came to a spiritual agreement, and we've definitely come out the other side, and it feels good. But unfortunately, if you started relationships during the Venus retrograde, not necessarily a good look. But yeah, breakups and separation is definitely the theme.
Okay, and Sophie Turner, I'd like to say, if she was Sansa in the Game of Thrones, that's what I wanted.
Sansa?
Yeah, in the Game of Thrones.
Did you watch it?
Oh, I loved it. That's amazing. You never watched Game of Thrones?
I watched it a little bit, but I failed to get really into it. Not because it was bad, just life happened and I just didn't go back.
Okay. So I have some. Have you? You got more news?
I don't have more news in terms of celebrities, but I could talk about Venus still being in Leo when you.
Okay. So I got some news, but I just did it over like through Mercury and everything like that. So Beyonce had a cousin who was murdered in 2021, and
who was that? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Martell Derion. So she had a clothing brand called the House of Derion.
I remember.
So it must be from maternal mother's side. And she got 55 years. She got sentenced during the retrograde. She actually, on the day of she rejected on the 23rd of August, which I think the day Mercury went retrograde. I can't remember, was that day Mercury went retrograde? She rejected a plea deal for 20 years. And then
she got more.
And she got 55 years. That's what happens in America. They get plea deals, and they accept it, or if they don't. If they don't, it becomes some big year. So she got 55 years.
So it's a risk if you do a plead. If you plead for.
Yeah. So some people take the risk. I don't know. They think that they'll get less. Usually plea deals, I see that they get more. That's what I've seen. But I don't watch it like religiously.
Yeah.
And she got that it's on Wednesday, 30th of August, she got sentenced. So it's actually on Mercury Day.
Wow.
So on the retrograde, and she got 55 years.
Wow.
I think she's quite young, 20s. She's in her 20s, yeah.
And she murdered Beyonce's cousin who was male?
Yeah.
Was there like a love relationship?
I'm not sure what he had. There may have been a love relationship, but he had there's an ex-wife there somewhere, so I'm not sure.
I knew it.
What happened?
Maybe some type of entanglement to do with love, because this all came out also during the Venus retrograde.
Yeah. So there's that. Talking of Beyonce in Venus, we have to talk about the money. She has the highest grossing world tour. Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour is the highest grossing tour by a woman artist in history. So she made more than 461 million.
Disgusting money.
Reports. So I think Madonna has the second highest. And Madonna has second highest. So she had the Sticky and Sweat tour in 2008-2009. So she made 461 million for 56 shows. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I could do that.
Not saying that she works hard and she puts on a show. So it's not just 56 shows. She puts in the effort. But when you think about it, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And then on top of that, she sold her documentary for the show for like 2 mil. So this woman's all about... but she has given back to communities as well with her money. She just hasn't like raked it in. She's given back to businesses and
that's
UK.
part of the magic though.
Yeah.
When you acquire...
it's exchange of energy.
Exactly.
So more can come.
Yeah,
so,
don't stay stuck.
So,
okay, wow.
And then Mercury Retrograde, Jay-Z reactivated his Instagram account. Beyonce was and he was the first person Beyonce's ever followed. So he has so he's marketing a new film. It's called The Book of Clarence. And it's out. And also he reactivated his Instagram account on the 29th of August, which is Michael Jackson's birthday. And The Book of Clarence is about the King, Jesus.
Oh.
So, I don't know.
Oh.
Some kind of synchronicity going on there.
Interesting.
So, he only uses his Instagram for marketing. So, I guess once the film comes out and once he stopped, he'll close his account again. Burna Boy released his 7th studio album titled I Told Them on my birthday, the 25th of August. And it was a complete success.
Okay.
It was the first Afrobeat album to reach #1 in the UK. So let me tell you about the retrogrades. It doesn't mean things can't go good for you.
Yeah.
So
But he was probably also revisiting a lot of the old songs and reworking on those things.
It was planned before, but
doesn't
mean if you launch something during the retrograde, it doesn't mean it isn't going to work out for you.
Yeah.
So
that's a prime example of that.
That's a prime example exactly of that. And also he became the first international Afrobeats artist to earn the #1 spot on the official weekly UK album chart. So,
but Afrobeats is getting very big.
Oh my god, that's big. And Piano is the next one. Oh my gosh, that I love Piano.
I've not heard of
Piano.
Afrobeats is taking over the world.
That's great.
Do you know what it is? I think it's the drums. I mean, if
the
we
beats, the beats, the African beats. I guess there's a connection with the beating of the drum and your heart,
the chakras.
and learn about the beat and the humming and stuff like that. Because definitely there's a connection. You can feel it. You can feel it in your soul.
You feel it.
Yeah, you can really, really feel it.
And drums, we know, is very healing. Like if you've been to drum circles, for meditative purposes,
exactly.
Then, it's very healing.
Yeah, and what else have I got? Yeah, just similar to you, airports were in lockdown as a terror suspect had escaped from Wandsworth prison. So
I saw that.
that happened.
Again, Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, and then Kylie Jenner confirms her relationship with at the Beyonce concert, which is weird. With
with
that guy. I forgot he's in June. I forgot his name.
I can find him.
Yeah, he's a star of June, that film. And Kylie and Kim went to buy back the percentage that they sold in Cody for their Skims and Kylie Cosmetics. They want to buy back the percentage that they sold to this company. So that came out during the Venus retrograde as well.
Okay,
and Diddy reassigned back the publishing to his artists.
Yeah.
So that was something else to Faith, artists like Faith, Evans, B.I.G., Notorious B.I.G., Mace 112.
But also, can I just say to that, I was speaking to my partner about that, who's in the music industry, and he was like, yeah, but those masters aren't worth anything now. So the actual artists aren't that pleased necessarily.
Well, I think Notorious B.I.G. would probably still be worth something. He's a big artist. Maybe the smaller ones. There was other artist names that I really haven't heard of, and I heard one artist say, why didn't you just sell it? So I did hear that. I don't know about the big names, whether they're
Like Mace, for example, I think he would have earned more if he'd sold out
it
before as opposed to now.
Yeah.
But anyways, whatever.
Exactly.
It's good. It's good.
It's good. And Naomi Campbell launched her a range with Pretty Little Thing, which received some backlash about working with the company.
I was thinking that what's going to happen because Mercury retrograde. So
yeah, but she came out with a great example. Well, she used it as a race thing. She says, you know, all the other international models do it. Why is it a problem when I do it? Kind of thing. And she kind of said, like, when she does something, there's always like some sort of issue. But I guess if you launch something during the Mercury retrograde, there's always something that's going to be said.
Yeah, she needs an astrologer.
Yeah. And then what else happened in music? Doja Cat, she did that demon thing. Did you see that?
I did. And I was like, do you know what? I'm getting so annoyed. I'm looking at
it. It's like enough scary. I'm like, why you want to look like that, poor girl?
It's supposed to be a horror.
Yeah, but I get it. Like, I'm not like, just because you put yourself as a demon means that you're with the Illuminati, the devil, whatever people say. And Illuminati's not even bad. But, you know, as soon as you wear something, you're this. You're part of the 666 crew. You're part of the devil. You've sold your soul. That's the great thing. Everyone in the music industry sold their soul. Everyone has sacrificed someone. No one ever can die anytime if you're related in the music industry because you've sacrificed someone.
Yeah.
Every death. That's what it comes to. And I'm just like, well, okay.
But I've seen it.
I know. And Tory Lanez actually married the mother of his son during the retrograde.
In prison?
Yeah. In the Venus retrograde, so you're not supposed to. So but then he's in prison. I don't know how that's going to work out, but maybe apparently he's trying to get release. Apparently it's maybe to him to get out.
It's a strategy.
Yes. I'm not too sure how it works, and if it works, maybe they'll get divorced after or whatever. Maybe it's just a little arrangement that they've done between themselves. It might not be anything to do with that. And then last one, quickly. Jordan Craig, the mother of Christian Thompson's firstborn child, has filed paperwork to ensure her monthly 40k remains unchanged, as Thompson's earnings has reportedly dropped by 8 million. So she's making sure that 40k a month, she isn't messing around. It's staying the same. I don't care if you've dropped 8 million. That's not my business. I'm about my child. You're going to pay me 40k every month. And he has 3 other children, 2 with Khloe Kardashian and the other with Marianne, another child apparently that he doesn't have to see, but probably pay some money to. And last thing, did you see the thing about Twitter, the X?
Yeah.
How it's the Mason sign, if you put a mirror up next to it.
No.
Yeah, so the X sign, if you put the mirror next to it, it's the sign of the Freemasons.
That's
the
sick.
Compass and the...
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
So
you know, we went into the occult.
Exactly. These are the little things that I was like, okay, this is happening during the retrograde. Let's see how it plays out. And it was 50 years of hip hop. Yeah,
it was. Do you
have any great artists that you like? I think my favourite artists are like, so I was looking at the star signs and like mainly Geminis. Mainly, except for probably Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj, which are Sagittarius. I was just looking at them and thinking, okay, mainly a lot of the top artists like Notorious B.I.G., Kanye,
Dre,
Tupac. Yeah, they're Geminis.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. That's your point. Oh yeah. I hear you.
So you're a Dr. Dre fan, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a Dr. Dre fan, and I like Snoop and Eminem. But okay, that was some interesting celebrity cosmic news. Wow, you taught me a lot. But it'd be interesting to see, because now it's what, the 16th. How, and if at all any of those events change in nature by the time it's the 28th. Of September,
exactly,
because that's we've got like 2 weeks. There might be some changes considering it's all retrograde stuff, so things are up in the air, but very interesting. Kylie Jenner's boyfriend, by the way, his name is Timothée. It's French. Timothée Chalamet. Chalamet.
That's why I couldn't remember it.
No, yeah. It's a bit. It's French. Even I can't even say it, and I'm French. But to close on that, I just wanted to say Venus is still in Leo. So even though she's gone, she's now direct and out of the retrograde, she's still in Leo. So when Venus is in Leo, still anticipate lots of love and romance that's passionate and dramatic, because Leo is a dramatic sign. People we tend to express our affections much more openly, and we just enjoy grand gestures of love. So have fun with that. Also, we might desire lots of attention and compliments from our partners. I know I do, but then I'm a Leo moon anyway, so whatever. Creativity and self-confidence is heightened during Venus in Leo. But conflicts can be more dramatic and ego-driven, so be careful with that, because Leo is ruled by the sun, and so the sun is to do with ego. And also luxury and glamour play a key role in dating and relationships during this time. So Venus is still in Leo until the 9th of October, so enjoy, because after that...
It goes into Virgo, where my Venus is.
Yeah.
And Kylie Jenner. And Kim Kardashian. So I mean, look it, we'll talk about the Venus in Virgo, people.
But that this was a great podcast. Hope you enjoyed our cosmic news, which is supposed to be fun and, you know, celebrity driven and also personally driven as well. So yeah, make sure that you've taken all the dates down with your notepads and pens or whatever. Ugh, I'm tired. And on that note, I'm Astro Queen.
And I'm Angel Love.
Speak soon. Peace.